at Conservatory of the Ozarks, joined today by my lovely and intelligent student, Herman, who will be showing her mastery of every song in all of Level 2, Unit 2, piano, after only 25 lessons. That's insane because Level 1 is 5 units, so you've passed, this will be your 7th unit and 25 lessons. That's incredibly fast progress, and you've done well the whole time. So, you're like, don't talk to me.
Until we finish.
This is a pop exam. I did not know it was. I was like, all right, here we go. So let's start with technique book, tiptoe, practice tempo. Oh, sorry. Let me restart it. It was like partly, and that was my fault. 3, 4, 5, 6. Offer you a cup of tea or hot chocolate or anything.
It's okay. Thank
on
you,
this
though.
drizzly afternoon.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Nothing at all to drink?
No, I have my water. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Performance tempo. I love your fast wrist. Wow. Okay, future Herman. Future Herman. Not
Okay.
you.
Okay. Not me.
If you watch this later, when you're watching this later, future Herman, I just want you to know you're playing this for me, and I never, like, oh, I guess you did play this for me.
This one I
because
did,
these are
yeah.
scanned.
Yeah.
But like, so I haven't heard these before.
Mhm.
Is what the pop quiz part was. Like, if you watch this like 20 years from now, you know, when you're like, I don't know, middle-aged or something. Middle-aged and gray instead of old and gray. And you're like, oh, look there, what I was doing. Like, remember how hard this was because like you didn't even expect to be doing this today. But like, I was just gonna say we didn't do anything before this today. You didn't play these for me or whatever. But like, I'm watching your wrist and it's like you're drawing circles with your wrist. They're so flexible. Like every single pitch is just like up, down, up, down. Every time you're touching the key, it's like beautiful to watch. It's so smooth and makes me feel so at ease because that's good technique. So I don't feel afraid of you doing too much time and injuring yourself.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's great to see. And usually with these two songs, I would have asked some questions that I don't remember if I said this before. So when you look at tiptoe and wind chimes on page 16 and 17 of the level 2 technique book, could you name what is the same and what is different between these two pieces?
So the melody and the pitches are the same, and then the articulation markings are different.
What? You said the right word! Oh my goodness. No one ever remembers to say, like, how to say the category name like that. They'll be like, well, these are short and those are long, but like that's like the ultimate right answer. Not one has staccatos and one has slurs or anything like that, but to say you actually what you said is a good way of saying it. The melody is the same, but you could also say you said half of this. The pitches are identical, or the intervals are identical. So the pitches and the intervals remain the same, but the articulation is different. But like by saying the pitches and interval, like by saying melody, like you said the other. So it was really a really good answer. Yeah. So yeah, you play the same notes, but you have to play them differently. So same wrist movement in a lot of ways, but the articulation comes out differently. So let's try wind chime and see how these slurs go for you? Probably stunningly well. Ooh, yeah, your wrist movement was so nice. And I heard connection in slurs and the release at the end of every slur. That was so nice. And the point I was trying to make before is, like, I didn't tell you to play that way today. Like, I didn't see you play and say, oh, don't forget, no half stiffers. Like, you just, like, it seems like that is becoming your default. Like, that you look really peaceful and calm as you're playing, and, like, there's no stiffness in your joints. Yeah, so that's, like, an amazing accomplishment with your technique. But you could be playing, like, something way harder than this even, but, like, your technique wouldn't necessarily have to be good, even if you can play really well, right?
Yeah.
So to be playing with such good technique already, it's really well established for how taking lessons. It doesn't have to yeah. Performance info. You can really use those auto hearing right is probably not the right thing. I was forgetting to pay attention and be prepared. Sorry. Out to sea. Here we go. Wow, I loved hearing you count out loud. Oh. Distracting. Phew. Good job. So you can answer a few questions about this song. The curved lines are called what?
These are called slurs.
And what does a slur mean to do?
A slur means to play smooth and connected.
Yeah. And what's the word? The one word.
A legato. To play legato.
And legato is from what language?
Italian.
And then what's the opposite of legato?
Staccato.
And what language is the word staccato from?
Also Italian.
And what does staccato mean?
Staccato means disconnected.
Yeah, detached.
Or detached, yeah.
Yeah. Even agents, I trying to use your
you're not referring to me.
no, I meant your feel.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
Sorry. And staccato and legato are both what types of indications in music?
Articulation.
Yes.
Or indications.
But wait, are there other curved lines in this song too that are not slurs?
Yes.
What are those curved lines?
Ooh. I'm like
Not
blanking.
Herman,
No.
stop! Who was? What for me?
Connect two pitches that are the same to make the note longer.
And
to-
how is
to
that
not
different than a
last
slur?
longer. So a slur can be two or more different pitches, and it can, and it just means to play smooth and connected. Whereas this one is to make the note last longer.
So what type of marking is that? Is that another articulation marking?
No, it's a.
Do you remember what?
Yeah, a rhythm.
Yes!
Rhythm marking.
Yes, because
okay.
it has to do with the duration,
Yeah.
not how the pitch is played, right? Which
Oh,
staccato
man.
kind of is that duration. It's about your articulate duration.
You can ask me at the end of the
It's like the word for connected. Instead of saying it connects the notes, you could say it like what you do with shoes. Keep the sides together. A tie. Oh no. My phone can ring on here.
No.
I never answered my phone. Okay, so let's try the next song, which is. Oh, there was one other question about that one.
Okay.
The song starts on what beat?
It's an upbeat.
Yeah, and what's the other word for beat? You know, I call it a pickup or an up. Well, you wouldn't say pickup.
Just a pickup.
Yeah, pickup or upbeat.
Okay.
I guess you could say pickup beat, but I guess I've never heard anybody say that. So, what's a pickup or an upbeat?
It's a beat that starts before the start of the piece. So it comes before the first measure.
A beat.
A beat.
Or another way is saying a song or a phrase, because it could be either, because it could happen in the middle of a song, with a starting note not on the first beat of a measure.
Okay.
Yeah. Which feels weird because, like, you expect for the phrase to begin in a strong way on the downbeat. So
Yeah.
that's a way of subverting expectations and giving a feeling of, like, forward momentum sometimes. So you could see how, like, if you think of, like, ocean waves, you can see how, like, certain
felt like
songs,
that,
like,
yeah.
lend themselves to a pickup for different reasons. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of interesting to notice, like, why the composer might have chosen to compose a song to teach a concept with this subject as, like, in the title, right? So it's interesting to try to, like, make sense of that sometimes.
Okay.
So let's go on to the next one. Mirage. Practice tempo. Oh, sorry. We've lost all control. That is the right one, correct. Oh, a crescendo, what? Wow. Nice.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Day crescendo too. Okay, performance tempo. Great. Yeah, sorry, the screens don't match at the same time. So this one, go on to this. And performance tempo. Nice job with chord rest. So on this song, one other question I forgot to ask about the slurs. So the slur tells you, like you said, you should connect while you're playing the notes inside of the slur. And when you get to the end of the slur, what do you need to do?
You have to release.
Yes. And in piano, how do you release the end of your phrase?
By lifting your finger off the piano,
Yeah.
the last note.
Yeah. And where should the impetus for the lift originate?
What
Like,
is the question?
Why does your fingertip leave the key?
You're supposed to roll your wrist forward.
Yeah, so the wrist
I'm still
leads
working on.
the way. Yeah, of course, that's like a lifeline. Okay, and so in this song, so you have some dynamic signs. What do you have in Mirage?
Crescendo and decrescendo.
Yeah.
markings. Yeah.
And what does crescendo mean?
Crescendo is the volume gets louder.
Mm-hmm. And how about decrescendo?
The opposite volume gets softer.
And do you know an alternative word for decrescendo that means the same thing? Diminuendo.
Okay.
So you might see the signs you have here that look like sideways V's, or you might see the word crescendo spread out or abbreviated crush and say with decrescendo or and you might also see diminuendo or DIM. They all look any of them, which means gradually change your volume.
Okay.
And crescendos and decrescendos are used to create what in music? This is, I think, in the Painted Rocking Horse song, maybe. No One to Walk With or something like that, the dog song.
To create drama?
Yes, but no. But that's okay. So do you see any other dynamic markings in the song?
To create, so to create, is it dynamic? Dynamic?
Those are dynamic markings.
Those are dynamic markings.
Love dynamic markings. What are they? Oh, we've said it. I won't let markings written
in Italian. Yeah.
And so dynamic markings are used to create what?
Changes in the volume?
Right. Are the
but
changes instant or gradual when you see the letters?
So those are instant.
Instant, right. So we create dynamic contrast.
Dynamic contrast, okay.
With the letters. And the crescendos and decrescendos are used to create dynamic shading by gradually changing the volume.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're both dynamics, but just like a different, slightly different effect. And so then we can move on to starting with down.
Okay.
Yeah. I just can't ever tell if I'm starting it or stopping it because you have to push the play button to stop it usually. Anyways.
I have a question about, so I know before, so I know at the end of the release, there's kind of a moment before you start.
Yeah.
So for your, the phrase, do you kind of think about that for the previous note? Like, is that supposed to blend into this phrase, or should there also be a little bit of a moment of silence here? Like, if these were all staccato, that would automatically be a silence, but then with this one, I was just kind of thinking about that.
Oh, that's such a good question. So technically, yeah,
Yeah, there is.
If
Okay.
technically, if no slur is indicated, then the note should be played with a tiny bit of detachment between, not like staccato, but not connected. But like that's not what people usually do,
Okay.
right? Like people usually play the notes legato. It just like people don't always write the slur over the phrase. You just kind of know like that's gonna sound good, I guess, and so you do it that way, and
Okay.
that's what people do. But like for a song like this, I would, because this actually, they took the time to put in 2 different types of articulation markings, and so, yeah, I wouldn't want the phrase to sound like it begins on the G.
Yeah.
That would be,
Okay.
in this case, you see what I mean? So, like, there's not really like like, there is a rule, but, like, it's not really like, I don't know how to say it, like an enforced rule. It's like, I don't know how to put it into words, because like technically it is a rule, but like it's not observed. It's not like it's not like a time signature or something. Like 4 beats is pretty much always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just like somehow musicians just know without it being marked.
Sure. Okay.
But in this case where it's like clearly indicated, oh, this person like had articulation on the brain, then yeah, you'd like follow the official way. But other times if you did, it would sound strange, is what I'm trying to say. Like if you were reading Ode to Joy, like remember how that was earlier in the book? Like if you played it like that would technically be correct. But like why would you do it that way? That doesn't sound as nice, and like so you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's tricky.
So it's kind of like your interpretation of the piece is sometimes different, like.
If you have a well-informed understanding of the piece, like then you can decide, like, oh, this is really important to obey this rule right now.
I see. Okay.
Like Bach, for example. But then, like, if you're playing out of some, like, oh, this is a pop song fun book for kids or something, like, they might not have slurs over the notes, but, like, guess what? You should make it sound like they're slurred anyway, even though, you see what I mean? So,
that makes sense.
because it will sound strange not to, even though I guess you're breaking the rule, kind of.
Okay. I'll try it. I know when I practiced it, it was sounding connected, so I'll try it, but I don't think I was practicing it that way, so I'll try to put a little.
Don't stress too much about it. It's not a huge deal. I know some teachers don't even like talk about phrasing. Yes. Performance tempo will be great because just keep going. Sunlight through the trees. Hurry so we don't have to restart it. It could be deadly. Good job with the tie. Ooh, nice ending. I think the dotted half notes just didn't get their whole 3 beats at the end there.
Did I not do it?
At the very end.
Okay.
so we don't miss. Oh yeah, I missed that one. So it's hard to switch to 4 suddenly. Performance tempo. And switch back to 3 in your brain. Yeah, it's good. Go on, yeah. You did it right the first time.
Okay.
This is the song I was trying to say when they talk about dynamic shading. Contrast and dynamic shading. Hooray! Great. So this song,
TikTok? Oh no, I skipped a page. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was gonna say the other song real quick. Remember how I was talking about the thing with articulation? The rules about that. This song reminds me of that in a way, like how you don't always follow the, like sometimes there are rules that are written that it's like you kind of know, sometimes they matter more than other times for various reasons, and sometimes there are things that are not written but you're supposed to do them anyway, like magically you're supposed to know to do them somehow, but they're not written anywhere, and like no one ever tells you about it, somehow you're just supposed to know. So one of those rules, I guess, or principles, whatever, is like you stopped yourself from getting louder in from measure 5 to 6. Do you remember that? You started getting louder, and then you're like, oh, like it doesn't say to do that. Actually, you should get louder there because the melody is ascending. You could feel it, right?
Yeah, the music was getting louder.
Yeah.
So then,
That's called shaping your phrase.
Okay.
And so, like, to shape your phrase with dynamics when not indicated is a very mature, musically mature way of playing a piece. Instead of having a static volume for the entire duration of the piece, to have dynamic volume that is changing all the time. And there's this whole thing, you know, the Fibonacci sequence and the golden mean and all that, and like the spirals and seashells and flower petals and all that stuff, right? I forget exactly how, but somehow that that same pattern, the golden mean, it's in music. So about like 66% of the way through any work of art, most of the time, like that's where the heightened tension is, and then the resolution. So like a play or a book or a story, it's like, oh no, everything's really gonna be bad and there's no way out, and then suddenly it's like, oh, quick resolution, right? And it's the same with music, or like an overarching big work like a symphony or an opera, like a multi-movement work where it's like the whole pattern of the big movement will be or the big larger piece. So same in a microcosmic way with phrasing. So almost always you're going to want to shape your phrase with your dynamics by starting a little quieter, like forte, so like the quiet side of forte, whatever that means, and then like you get a little louder, especially if the phrase is ascending, and then somewhere around 66%, 3/4 of the way through, you like come back down to quiet again. So that's called shaping your phrase. Well, it's not indicated in there. You're just supposed to know to do it. And then sometimes you shouldn't, though. So it's another one of those kind of things. But usually you can kind of tell, like if it's indicated like this, then you should do it here, not like 66% of the way through or whatever, right? Like, so you can kind of tell, like, there are exceptions, but like generally speaking, what you felt the instinct to do there is something you absolutely should do. So that's really crazy. Like, your body could tell, couldn't it? Like, you could feel that was what you were supposed to do. Yeah. Okay. You had to like stop yourself from doing it. So yeah, you should do it. Okay. And that's why, but it's not a real reason though. So yeah, let's try the next one. And you can kind of think about it as you play these next ones, like, oh, it's ascending, and like it's most of the way through the phrase, so it makes sense that I would get louder here to shape my phrase using dynamic shaping. I'm just gonna like push play, see if we can do it. 6, 7, 8. Wow, yeah, your phrasing's so good. And then performance. Great. Performance tempo next. Wow, great job. And that's the last one, right?
Yes,
In
in
lessons.
lessons.
Okay. Once again, I was just listening to you and forgot to get the nice big rubber text which albums you have for the different book. Sorry. What's every day? I have nothing interesting to ask you about. I've asked you everything, I think.
That's good. That's
Okay, here it is. The stream. Song.
yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah, just see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's
okay?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did have one other question.
Mhm.
This song
Mhm.
is part of
Mhm.
Unit 2, and in Unit 2 you learned about a new interval called the
Fourth interval.
the fourth.
The fourth.
And you could play the fourth two different ways. Do you remember the two ways? From Please No Bees?
Is it harmonic and melodic?
Yes. What's a harmonic fourth?
Harmonic fourth would be.
Sorry, my infant dragon is growling and interrupting your lesson.
No, it's okay. I have a growling one at home too, so it's just background noise. Let's see, harmonic. You asked harmonic.
Yeah,
okay.
harmonic and melodic fourths. Like, what are they?
So our harmonic fourth would be two notes played at the same time. Two notes played at the same time that are
A fourth apart.
fourth apart.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that would form the harmonic interval would form
It forms a melody.
a harmony.
Oh,
Hence the name.
I'm sorry.
It's too simple. Dragon does it every time. And then, what about a melodic fourth?
A melodic fourth would be two notes played one after the other that are a fourth interval apart to form a melody.
Yeah, right. And so with a melodic interval, we have one more criteria to consider. Do you remember what that is?
If it's ascending or descending.
And what's one word to describe descending or ascending?
Direction.
Direction. And what's one word to describe notes played one after the other instead of one after the other? You could say consecutively. And instead of simultaneously for harmonic, what could you say instead of simultaneously? You could say at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's good to think of it both ways, really. You know, that's the dragon's lunch. Dogs.
Okay. I didn't know you had a dog. Is that new?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So I think that is everything you need to know for Unit 2. Hooray! Congratulations! Give yourself 2 thumbs up to the camera. Oh,
But I'll
those
still
are in
give
there
2
too?
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought that was the only one.
No, it's okay.
All right, better do these.
But these are not that, I'm not that confident about these, but you'll see.
Okay, let's
Okay.
give them a try. Let's
Okay.
give them a try.
Okay.
Ooh, that's great. Yeah. Okay, try perform simpo.
Okay.
Just try to count really hard. Try to count all the way. Yeah, it's like the phrasing can't affect the rhythm.
Can I do it one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do it one more time. And then if not, I'll just
Yeah, that sounds great. Whew. Okay, there we go. It worked that time for some reason. Okay, hold on. Hold on one more time. I'm afraid to keep pushing the back button. Because I can't tell when I've glitched and when. Okay, that is Tinder dialogue. So, okay, here it is. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That one was so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now Tinder dialogue.
Okay.
Hurry. Get ready. Is that dynamic shading here? Nice decrescendo, yes.
Do you want me to do it one more time, or?
It's up to you. How do you feel? Do you want to do it again? You can.
Okay. Yeah.
And is there another one? That's
We're done.
right now. Give yourself 2 thumbs up for real. Good job, Herman. Oh, and we have to take your picture
Oh my God.
as well. Okay. Oh, sorry I didn't put lipstick
was
on
not
for you,
prepared.
Herman.